Hello, everyone. We are back on the couch, and today we're going to be talking about money. All the things you need to know on how to manage your money, things that you can do to save on cost, different ways that you can actually save your money, and things that you should be looking out to help you grow your money, or even looking at things such as investments. I know talking about money can be challenging sometimes, and we tend to shy away from it, especially when it's related to your career, but I'm all about trying to be as open as possible or as open as I can and just sharing some details on what I've been able to do that has helped me that could possibly help you as well. So let's set the tone a little bit. Now, picture this. You recently got a promotion and you just transitioned your career as well. So you're seeing a difference in your paycheck, which means that you're getting more money than you've ever made and you're just overly excited. You're looking at your paycheck and you're overly excited and you're calculating the numbers and you're seeing that there's extra money. So you're like, oh my gosh, now I have the opportunity to buy everything that I wanted, to go out and finally eat at that restaurant that I saw on Instagram or on TikTok, wherever, and just like enjoy every single aspect of this extra income that is coming in. That is where I'm going to stop you. And I'm glad we're having this conversation because I was in that space. So if you're someone who's just transitioned careers, or you've got a promotion, or you've switched into a different job, and you're earning significantly more than you were before, it may not be that much, but it's enough for you to see a big difference. You're seeing that what's left over is looking, it's looking a little heftier than it was before. So for those of you who are new here, welcome to So More Experiences. My name is Irene Sedede, and I recently shared a video about how I was able to transition careers and fall into the career of instructional design and technology, which has been such an amazing journey. And while I've been able to transition in that career, there's been a lot of things that I was able to learn. For instance, I learned this whole new industry. I learned how to connect with people. I learned the importance of networking. I just learned so much. And another thing that I learned was money and how to actually manage your money, but not in a way that, is unsustainable. So, for instance, like I've seen or heard a lot of people being like, don't buy coffee. If you buy coffee, you're going to be broke forever. You have to save, if you save money from buying that coffee, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm here to talk about things that are actually logical, sustainable, and things where you can actually still enjoy your day to day life. And this is such an important topic because I think a lot of people fall into this trap of living paycheck to paycheck simply because there are simple things that they're just not aware of. So I'm not going to sit here and blame people because a lot of things people just don't discuss or people do not tell you, and you don't know where to go to find resources to learn certain things. So I think this is a very important discussion that we need to have, which is why I brought it here on the couch today. Okay, so let's circle back. So you've seen that paycheck and you've seen how significant it is in the amount that you have compared to your previous job, previous position, or the previous paycheck that you were getting before. One of the things that you want to try and do is not switch how you were spending your money. So let me explain that. So if you are someone who is living, let's say, on I'm just going to throw out a random number out there, even though it might not seem too logical. But if you were living on a $1,000 budget per month, we know in this economy that's like almost impossible. So let's say you were living on that $1,000 budget a month, right? Now that you're getting more money, that doesn't mean that you should automatically shift your budget to 2000. That's kind of a huge jump, right? And it's a huge jump where it's extremely significant, and you're probably spending your money on things that you really don't need, because if you were able to sustain that 1000 a month budget, that means you are getting everything that you needed paying for all the expenses, necessities, and all of that, right? So that extra 1,000, you need to think, why are you spending that exactly? Like, are you just spending it on things that are wants and not necessarily needs? You need to think about things like that, because that extra 1,000 that you're spending could easily go into your savings account. And that's where I'm going to get into my next tip. So, when you're earning extra money, you need to start thinking about saving. When you're saving, the smart thing to do is to ensure that you're putting your money in savings accounts that are going to grow your money. You never want your money to just be sitting there. You never want it to be stagnant. You always want the flow of money to be going. And it's either it's going and growing, or it's staying stagnant and depleting. So you want to choose which direction you want your money to go. Do you want it to go up, or do you want it to go the opposite way? And if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you want your money to always grow. So looking into things like high yield savings accounts is a great place where you can put your money and it would sit there, and with time it earns profits annually, and your money is able to grow. Is usually lower with a regular traditional savings account compared to a high yield savings account. So you want to transition your money from that regular savings account, if it's in that, into a high yield savings account. That way, even if it's sitting there for a while, it's still growing. So your money is making babies. Like, that's what we want. So when you first get your paycheck and you see that it's really significant compared to before, one of the first things you want to do is evaluate your financial situation and then create a budget. So evaluating your financial situation means that you're looking at the things that are actual necessities. So that would be things like your rent, car insurance, car payment, phone bill, electric bill, water bill. Those are specifically necessities and like groceries. And then you want to look at things that are more of luxuries, or things that you do to just enjoy life, which you should. These will be things such as shopping for clothes or shoes. If you like going out to eat, just evaluating how many times you do that a week, or how many times you do that a month. So when you're evaluating your financial situation, you want to make sure that you're looking at all these factors. And once you look at the things that are actual necessities, this gives you a clear idea of what allocation is something that is non-negotiable. So for instance, your rent is non-negotiable. You're going to have to pay that whether you want to or not, because that's how you're going to survive, right? You need somewhere to live. Things like going out to eat is not really a necessity. It's more of like I don't want to say a luxury, but it's more of a treat per se, because even though you don't like cooking and eating at home, I don't know how to say this, but it's actually very cost effective, and it's helpful when it comes to cutting down on expenses and also saving your money. So you can literally cut down your expenses by not going out to eat that much. You still can go. Remember, this is not about you being unrealistic or you not enjoying life. You need to be enjoying life, but you want to be smart about how you're spending your money. So for instance, if you like going out to eat 4 times a week, instead, let's try and make that once a week. And then the rest of the week, you're eating at home. For the most part, it is overall cheaper to eat at home. Things that you can do is plan for your groceries, meal prep, following recipes that you can find online. And if you're someone who does not know how to cook, or don't like or enjoy the process of cooking, look into cheaper options such as meal plan services. There are now meal plan services that are very accessible, and a lot of them are actually healthier options, which are also cheaper as compared to going out to eat at a restaurant and paying for that. Once you've evaluated your finances, you're able to create a budget. Now, creating a budget is so important. I used to hate the idea of budgeting because it felt like I was limiting myself on what I could and could not do with my money. But budgeting is so helpful because it's not limiting you, but it's actually helping you allocate your money and manage it with wisdom. And that's what you need. You need to have wisdom when you're handling money. So, what budgeting does is that it helps you allocate specifically where every single coin is going. And the thing about a budget is that you can create one in a way that actually allows you to enjoy the little things in life while also covering their necessities in life. Like you literally have a detailed allocation of where all your money is going to. For a lot of us, we end up just spending, 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 and you don't really know where your money is going at the end of the month. So you're looking at your bank account, you're looking at your financial statements, and you're just like, I don't even know where my money is going. Or you're like, why would I spend $200 at such and such place? And you forgot what exactly you spent it on too. The fact that you don't even remember what you spent it on is like, you don't need that thing. Now, once you've evaluated your financial situation and you've created a budget, the next thing you want to do is start building an emergency fund. And an emergency fund is so crucial because you never know what will happen. If you're looking right now in the economy, there are things that are going on where people are losing their jobs simply because they're getting laid off. Or something could happen, for instance, like your car breaks down, broken down to the point where there's no repair. Like repairing it does not make any sense. So you need to buy a new car. That's where something like an emergency fund would come in. So when it comes to your emergency fund, it should cover about 6 months worth of expenses. So whatever expenses you have per month, your emergency fund should be able to cover about 6 months, which is actually pretty good because it gives you some time to be able to build back if you need to, or find a different job, or get your situations together. If you have that 6 months window, that's a lot of time for you to at least try to bounce back. And when you're budgeting, this is something that can be easier. So you can actually allocate some of your funds to go into that emergency fund instead of spending it on things that are not necessities. So we've covered the basics. We've gone over evaluating your finances, creating a budget, creating an emergency fund, and also having a savings account. Now, let's talk about how to actually get those things such as discounts or cut down on earnings and increase your savings, because that's where I actually enjoy this whole money management thing the most. So the reason why I say I enjoy this part of it the most is because I love seeing or looking for deals. I love knowing that I'm saving on how much I'm spending. I love getting things such as rewards and all of that. I just find it so thrilling and exciting because it makes me feel like I'm actually getting an upper hand in playing this game of like money. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like I'm like winning. And I know it's not a game or a competition, but I feel like with just within myself, I'm like, wow, I was able to save 40% on this thing. And then that extra little money that I have, I could either do something like, oh, this can go into my savings account, or I can use that to invest into something that, I've been putting my eye on. Or I could even be like, okay, I haven't treated myself in a while. So now that I got this thing that I usually get full price for 40%, that extra money, I can go watch a movie, or I can go to this place that I've been seeing on Instagram like for a while and I had bookmarked. Like, I just enjoy that feeling. So, this whole conversation again is not about you being extremely rich and just having the resources to be able to do anything. It's about using what you have and finding little ways and little tricks in where you can succeed and also enjoy life as well. So, the little wins that you can get here and there, as you go, you're going to see how thrilling and exciting it can get because you're supposed to enjoy the journey. Like, what's the point of doing all this if you're not enjoying it? So, one of the things that I enjoy so much is rewards programs, loyalty programs, and also things like cash back. Take advantage of these things as much as possible. So, if you're someone, for instance, who has a credit cards sometimes offer some amazing benefits. You can earn things such as points. So each time you swipe your card or you use it for your groceries or you pay a certain bill or subscription, you get points. And these points can be transferred into things such as cash, gift cards, or they can be used for things such as travel, depending what card you have. Now, I have an amazing credit card, and that is a Chase Sapphire preferred card. And this card is so beneficial because I'm able to earn points for everything that I spend. I'm also able to get things such as cash back. So when I spend my money on certain things, I am rewarded with cash back. I also have the ability to build up these points that I can use for travel or for hotel stays. And they also offer things such as bonuses. So every year I get an annual bonus when it comes to points. So that's extra points that I can use towards travel, I can use towards gift cards, I can use towards cash back. These benefits are so great and I love them because when you're using a traditional debit card or when you're using cash, you don't have these type of advantages. And because I love this card so much, I do have a referral code that you can use if you are interested in actually getting a card where you can take advantage of these items. And when you sign up using that referral code, which is going to be down below in the comment section, you do get the advantage of earning between 60,000 points to 75,000 points, depending on the time of the year that you use this referral code. All right, so something else you can also look into are things such as coupons and loyalty programs. So the places that you go on a day-to-day basis, usually when you download their app and sign up for their loyalty or rewards programs, they will have things such as manufacturer coupons, discounts. They'll also have things such as extra points that you can earn, and these points usually act as extra cash or cash back that you're getting from what you're spending. And also, these coupons that are on these apps will help you save on money. For instance, if you like going to a particular grocery store, look for their app. And before you go grocery shopping, check the app to see if they have any available coupons for the items that you're about to buy. And also look and see if there are any points that you can earn towards that. And this doesn't only apply to grocery stores. So things such as gas, there are a lot of apps out there where you're able to earn cash back when it comes to gas. And that's something that I know a lot of us need because you have a car where you need to go from point A to point B. So simply having that cashback rewards program helps you so much where you're saving, especially with the way that the price of gas has just been up and down, up and down. Make sure you can save as much as possible by taking advantage of these programs that they do offer. Okay, so we've covered all the basics now, but I have another little secret that I need to tell you. Another way that you can manage your money and grow your money financially and just strive for financial success and financial stability, which I know is difficult to hear, and I know some of us do not want to talk about, or it may seem a little challenging. So I'm going to get a little bit close so I can whisper it to you. So the other thing that you need to do is explore additional income streams. Now, I know this can sound so out of touch, or it can sound like it's like counterintuitive to what we're talking about, and it can sound like it's like asking or seeking for the impossible because it did take you this long to get to the point that you are, and you're now just learning. But as you're growing, as you're learning your skills, as you're developing, start finding ways where you can now upskill. So this looks like finding ways that you can use what you know, what you've learned to create an additional income stream. For instance, with your current job and position, this is a good time to learn everything, like every single area of that position, upskill by getting things such as certifications in that area, because these help you stand out in the field and they also make you an expert in that field and position you as an expert as well. So getting a certification in that field or taking that next step into getting maybe a master's in that field or like a PhD in that area. These are things that are actually going to help you increase your income stream in the long term. So once you've been able to upskill your skills, you're more likely to be able to create a different income stream where you can teach people what you know, or you can train them to get the knowledge, or train them to actually physically be competent enough to use these skills. You can also do things such as speaking engagements and presentations where you're talking about the knowledge that you've acquired. You could also start things like a consulting service, or you could start something like a service based business where you're offering these services on the side for different companies. So when you're able to upskill the things that you know now and become an expert in that field, you can create a different income stream, and that creates more money. And the more money you are able to create, the more things that you can now start doing. And some of the examples of things that you can start doing is investing. For instance, you can now start looking at ways that you can invest your money, whether that's in the stock market, in money market funds, or if you're looking to invest in things such as real estate, land, or if you're looking to invest into businesses. Getting an additional income stream will help you significantly to be able to do that. And sometimes it can be even as simple as, if you're not getting the certification or the degree or so forth, something as simple as starting a YouTube channel. Like right now, social media is so big and so broad, and there's so much that you're able to do with it. You can simply teach people what it is that you know on platforms such as YouTube, and that can help you build your revenue. It might not be that much, but it could be a start where you're making more money than you were if you simply weren't even utilizing a platform such as YouTube. Now, you know, I could not end this conversation without giving you a bonus tip. So, one of the bonus tips or tricks that I will advise as you go along in your journey is very simple, and is something that you should be doing every single time throughout your career, especially when you're transitioning careers from one field into another. And that is negotiation. You always need to negotiate your salary. One, you have every right to negotiate your salary. Two, you never know how much money you're leaving on the table when you do not negotiate. And a lot of people do not know how to negotiate, or they do not feel comfortable negotiating, or they simply just don't know that this is something that can be done. And research has shown that a lot of people leave a significant amount of money on the table simply because they do not negotiate things like their salary, things such as 401ks or retirement funds, pensions, simple things like that. People don't know that they are negotiable. So I'm here to tell you, these are things that you should always be negotiating. When you're given that initial offer, either you want to counter offer or you want to ask what the budget is, so you know the range in which they're willing to offer, that you can, go do your numbers, crunch and calculate and get your information together so you can discuss and actually come into an agreement for something that's a little bit more than what they initially offered you. And something else to consider is that negotiating is a way for you to ensure that you're getting paid according to industry standards. Because let's be real, some of these companies will try and play you right in your face. And if they can get away with paying you less than what you should be paid, or less than what you deserve based on your skills and your knowledge and all of that, they will. Like, if they can give you the lowest of the lowest on their budget and you're willing to accept that, they're not going to have a problem with that. They're just going to be like, oh, that's awesome. Yes, we're glad to have you. And from personal experience, what I've learned is that you always want to negotiate in the start and not after you get the position. The reason why is because when you negotiate in the beginning, and you either get the industry standard of what you should be getting paid, or you get more than what they were offering you, when you're getting things such as the merit increases and the bonuses, it grows from that level as compared to if you were just getting below what you were supposed to be getting paid, it takes you even longer to get to that level of getting paid what it is that you deserve to be getting paid in the first place. And then it's also harder to negotiate or get more money once you've actually been in the position, because for some reason people tend to look at you based on what you accept, which that's a topic for another day. So they're like, you are willing to accept less than what you deserve. What makes you think that now I'm going to give you more? Like, just, be quiet and accept this little amount and just do what you need to do with that little amount and you'll be fine. So now you know all the tips and the tricks on how you can earn, save, invest, evaluate your income and finances, and just how you can overall be able to manage your money with wisdom. Now that you know all of that, it's now time for you to go out there and actually apply those skills. Please leave a comment down below on the different ways that you've been able to manage your money, and even tips and tricks of things that you've learned along your journey that can be helpful to other people. We're here to have this conversation and learn from each other. And my name is Irene Today. It was so nice to have you here at Somo Experiences, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.